There's a pattern on XRP's chart that has only played out once in its entire history. The last time it did, XRP rallied more than 60,000%, from less than a penny to over $3. And right now, in August 2026, that exact same pattern is forming again. Multiple independent analysts are calling this the most aligned setup they've ever seen on XRP. ChartNerd says, quote, "We have never been so aligned." The third retest marks go. Marmot, another analyst who called Bitcoin's top at $111,000, says nobody is ready for what's coming. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what this pattern is, why it matters, and what price levels to watch if history repeats. To understand what's happening now, you have to go back to 2013. After XRP's first major peak at 6 cents, the asset entered a multi-year decline. But during that decline, something important happened. A long-term ascending support trend line began to form. This trend line connected the major lows across several years. And what's critical is what happened next. XRP touched this trend line not once, not twice, but 3 times. Each touch held as support. After that third retest in March 2017, XRP exploded. From less than a penny to $3.31. A 680x move. A 60,000% gain. That's not a typo. 60,000%. And here's the part that should make you pay attention. That same structure has now formed again. A larger version, over a longer time frame. And XRP is approaching its third retest of this new trend line right now. After XRP peaked at $3.31 in January 2018, it began forming a much larger version of the same pattern. A symmetrical triangle that took years to develop. The asset stayed inside this structure from 2018 all the way until November 2024. That's when XRP broke above the triangle's upper resistance line during the Trump-led November 2024 rally. The breakout sent XRP from 50 cents to $3.40 by January 2025, and then to a new all-time high of $3.66 in July 2025. But then came the correction, and it's been brutal. XRP has dropped nearly 70% from its all-time high. It's now trading around 106. Sentiment is exhausted. The crowd has turned bearish. And that's exactly what makes this setup so interesting. ChartNerd points out that this is only the 5th time in XRP's entire history that price has retraced more than 70%. Every previous instance was a high-conviction entry zone for long-term holders. The current move is bringing XRP back to test the upper trend line of the triangle, the same breakout level from 2024. This is the third major retest of this structure. And if history repeats, this is where the next leg up begins. So what happens if this pattern plays out? Let's look at what the analysts are projecting. ChartNerd has laid out targets at $8 and $13, with a 1.618 Fibonacci extension pointing toward $27. He's cautious about matching the scale of previous cycles, but sees these as realistic objectives if the structure holds. Marmot goes further. He's mapped out 3 distinct price phases. Phase 1, a rally from current levels to 180. Phase 2, from 180 to 320, reclaiming the old all-time high zone. And Phase 3, from 320 all the way to $13. Now, to put that in perspective, a move to $13 from current prices would be roughly a 12x return. That's not 60,000%, but it's still life-changing money for anyone who positions correctly. But here's the thing about this setup. It's not just technical. The fundamentals are aligning too. The XRP ledger has added $2.6 billion in tokenized real-world assets in 2026. That's real adoption. Institutions are using the XRP ledger to tokenize credit, commodities, and other assets. And then there's the Clarity Act. This is the regulatory framework that could finally give XRP and other digital assets clear legal status in the United States. Multiple analysts have pointed out that whether Clarity passes or fails, it doesn't change XRP's technical setup. The pattern was forming before the bill was introduced, and it's still forming now. What matters is that XRP has survived the SEC lawsuit, survived the bear market, and is now sitting on a multi-year technical structure that has only produced massive upside moves. Now, I'm not here to tell you this is guaranteed. Every trade setup has an invalidation point, and this one is no different. The most important support zone sits between 70 cents and 83 cents. If XRP loses that level, the breakout structure is compromised. Moon Lumbo has acknowledged that the model allows for a move below $1 before any reversal. The monthly RSI is at 41.85, oversold territory. Historically, these levels have attracted long-term buying interest. But oversold can stay oversold longer than you can stay solvent. Macro conditions matter too. Marmot himself said his projection depends on broader market conditions remaining supportive. So here's where we are. XRP is sitting on a multi-year trend line that has only produced massive upside when tested for the third time. Multiple analysts, using different methods, are converging on the same conclusion. The targets range from $8 to $13 to $27. The fundamentals are strengthening, and the crowd has never been more bearish, which in markets is often the most bullish signal of all. This is not financial advice. Do your own research. But if you've been watching XRP, this is the moment that deserves your attention. If you found this valuable, drop a comment. Do you think XRP repeats the 2017 pattern? And subscribe for more crypto analysis.